On today's podcast, I'm going to be asking my business partner of 6+ years questions that he has no idea what I'm going to ask him. These are questions that I personally chose because I want his opinion, and I think you guys will learn a lot, not only about who we are as people, but who we are as dog trainers, and what's our professional opinion about certain topics. So I'll start, Mr. Dog Rehabilitator. I know there's a lot of crazy dogs you've dealt with on this side of the city. So I want to ask you, can truly aggressive dogs, like not fearful, truly aggressive, in the heart, they just want to bite humans, they're just, I don't want any stranger near me, those type of aggressive dogs, can they be rehabilitated?
So before we get into it, I gotta get this out of my system, okay? Hello, my name is Eunice. I'm a dog behavioral specialist, and I've rehabilitated many dogs in my past life. I don't know, I just see a lot of dog specialists or behavioral specialists do this, so I wanted to try with my fake mic. Hey guys.
Especially the positive reinforcement ones.
Hey guys.
With no
yes.
with no transformation videos.
Yeah, exactly. Just this reaction video, so that you guys are.
Yeah.
And they talk at this low tone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a certified.
I'm gonna train my dog with my calm voice.
I'm a certified hot dog provider.
Exactly.
And yeah, guys.
Water balloons.
Yeah,
thrower.
water balloons and yelling bah. You know, so
You're just fucking around.
you know.
So in my opinion, I think a dog that has true intent, not saying that they cannot live, whatever the case is, it just comes down to a lot of management, making sure this dog is giving a specific lifestyle. So like, I don't know, maybe some of these dogs are good at just being, doing like, patrol work, whatever the case is, being on properties that are at higher risk of being robbed, things like that. But to live like a normal life with a civilian.
So what he's saying is really comes down to like the owner capabilities.
Yeah, exactly. I think it comes down to the owner's capabilities. And a lot of times, a lot of normal civilians, they're not well equipped.
Yeah.
To handle.
Not emotionally, not physically.
Exactly.
Not in time wise, not knowledge wise.
And it's a risk for them too, because the dog has true intent. Sometimes it could turn on to their owners.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think it's worth the risk. And there's sometimes that we do get dogs for evals, and we have to be honest with them. Like, we have to be genuinely honest with them. Like, instead of us trying to like, oh no, we want to close the sale, whatever the case is. Like, let's really look at the reality of it. Is this dog really suitable for this person's lifestyle? Like, is this dog safe to be to have around, things like that? So I think it really comes down to those points, right? And unfortunately, sometimes in the dog training world, it's not always, sunflowers and dandelions or whatever the case is. There's a lot of truth to it.
If you come to the right people.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Like, so, yeah, I think to answer that question, dog with true aggression, intent, I don't think they can be fully rehabilitated, especially the ones that already have like a bite history. Man, like I feel like when dogs know what human flesh is like they turn into like a different beast.
Yeah,
They enjoy that game now.
They enjoy that game, exactly. They look for it, they get fulfillment, and
Yep.
that's where it's like, okay, well, we got to give you that specific lifestyle, or if we can't, then, they're not safe to be around people or even around the owners, whatever the case is. It becomes a big liability, then, sometimes you got to look at euthanization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
your turn. My turn.
Yeah.
What made you get into dog training?
I was looking for something that I could start like a business in. In the beginning, I was just brainstorming, like I want to start my own thing. I don't want to work for somebody for the rest of my life. I want to start something and I can grow it. That's where this idea came from. And why did I pick dog training? I had a pretty decent dog. I grew up a little bit around dogs. My uncle had dogs he used for like perimeter guarding and stuff, and they were really cool dogs in terms of Labradors, Shepherds. They could do a lot of things, and I had some interest then. But what truly made me get into dog training is because I wanted to start something of my own, and I had a bit of knowledge of dog training, and I felt like I could help people. And from there, just started researching more, started helping people, started putting ads up for people to get some help with simple things like just leash walking, a little bit of reactivity, dog wanting to stay on place for whatever benefits them. And one friend was telling me, oh, you're good with dogs, because he had a dog too, but his dog did not listen to him at all. and my dog listened to me pretty well for somebody that didn't go through too much professional training, right? So, and as a starter, like I started enjoying more helping people and their dogs. But in the beginning, I didn't have any of that thought process. I was just like, I want to start something that I can grow from the ground up, and I want to do something with my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know,
I'm his best friend.
Yeah.
Made me cry. Made me cry.
You know, known each other since like what, middle
Yeah,
school?
since Bolingbrook.
Bolingbrook, and I knew Eunice had the drive. Eunice had a really good work ethic from day one. I always seen that. It inspired me to have better work ethic too. So like, yeah, I asked him to join me on this journey where we go training dogs. Eunice gets some footage, we upload it, and you know, advertise ourselves.
I remember those days, man.
Yeah,
Those days were fun.
Literally stop and training the dog, take a quick picture,
Yeah,
video here and there.
Oh my god.
It was amazing. This journey's been great because we learned a lot and we keep learning. But yeah, that's what made me start dog training in the first place.
22, we got fired like the same time together. Like, oh, forget we're gonna go like 100%.
Yeah. That was like maybe 3 years into dog training.
Yeah, I
Apex,
think it was about 3 years.
3 years in, because we were juggling both. We were like training on the weekend, working on the weekday for like 3 years straight. We did that.
Yeah.
We were always busy. People loved our work. People loved our work ethic. You know, the word got around and we got a lot of referrals, and we were always busy. Saturday, Sunday, we had training.
Or even during the week.
Yeah, even during the week, sometimes after work. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be like, yo, like.
Eunice would come from his airport job. I would come from my dealership job. Meet at the client's house. I'm still sometimes dressed in like dealership clothing, you know, professionally dressed. And I'm there to help them with their dogs.
Photos. We have photos of you like in a tie sometimes.
Yeah, or like just like dress shirt, like a nice jacket, nice pants, nice
oh my God.
Nice shoes. I don't know what the clients were thinking. But like we were hustling and bustling. Right? 7 p.m. like at a client's house training them. We're still doing it. It's just like it's a different type of hustle when like you're trying to juggle both and like push through it. Now it's just like you can concentrate fully on just dog training, and it's nice. Exactly. I'm glad we grew it up to where it is right now. It was all those nights, all those days of working endlessly. It was all worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
So moving on to my next question. What do you think is more important when it comes to dog training? Consistency or technique?
Technique for sure. Technique 100%. So the thing is with consistency, you can be consistent with like, you know, doing something, but you probably will never get results out of it, right? And that's probably, you know, I'll give you an example, right? You can be working on reactivity with your dog, but just doing positive only, and you just never get the result. And that's genuinely the truth to it, because we get a lot of people coming from just positive only trainers, and you know, there's a guy who's just been using treats, and we just never got. The dog is like 5 years old and still reactive. It got worse, you know. So it's just the fact of like, I think it comes down to your technicality, what method you're using, right? Balance of like, you know, positive reinforcement, negative punishment, positive punishment, negative reinforcement, things like that, right? Just being able to use different methods, right? Because I feel like I don't always go into a session with the same, like, because every dog is different. So you got to be able to, I feel like as a trainer, adapt to how this dog learns. Some dogs learn faster, some dogs learn slower, some dogs, you know, are stronger headed, some dogs are much more sensitive. So you got to learn too on how, like, what works for this specific dog. And you can't just go into a training session and it's the same thing as, you know, as a previous dog, right? So that's the thing I kind of look at it. Like, once you get the technicality down, then you just be consistent with that method.
With technique first.
With that technique, exactly. Mm-hmm. And then you can be consistent with something, but just not get results.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
So yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. What are early warning signs of behavioral problems?
Early warning signs of behavioral problems in dogs. Something as early as, well, there's a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of signs, but something even as simple as leash pulling. Dog learning I can pull and get to places, and this leash is something I just fight through. Then when they learn that, then they're like, I need to pull for what I need in life. And the more pressure that's applied, the more I gotta fight to get there. And all of a sudden you have a reactive dog you have a dog that's very frustrated on leash, that causes him to even be more explosive and reactive, right? And at some point, if that leash pressure is very tight and you're like holding him with all your might, the dog may even like come at you to like, basically because they're frustrated, they'll come at you to take the leash from you or stop you from holding them back. Something as simple as even leash pulling can get into a lot of behavioral issues. Something as simple as you not creating the dog, giving it any structure can cause behavioral issues, such as resource guarding. Something as simple as the dog pushing you for cuddles and love and attention can go towards behavioral problems, such as I can push my owner, I can get whatever I want. If I don't get what I want from my owner, I can growl at them, I can attack them. Because again, you're just building your dog to be a pushy dog who gets frustrated if they don't get what they want. So those are all early warning signs that you could see from a puppy, that within a year or two they can snowball into this really difficult dog to deal with. And that's why a lot of times we get dogs around the 2-year mark.
That's true.
Because
Behavior started around like maybe 8 months to a year,
Yeah.
and they tried for a full year to work on it, but it just kept getting worse. Then they're like, okay, finally, I need to get some professional help.
Or maybe they don't try. Maybe they always think, oh, I thought it would just go away.
yeah, that too, 100%. A lot of people do think that, oh, maybe it'll just go away. Then from a year to 2 years, it just like snowballs into more and more issues, bigger problems. Then they're like, okay, this is obviously not going away. So this next question, I want to ask you this just to get his understanding of it. Obviously, like I have my own opinion, he has his own opinion, but it's good for you guys to know the answer to this question that Eunice is going to provide. Let me ask you, how does training improve the relationship between dog and owner? And why does it improve?
I feel like training is a form of communication with your dog, and it opens many doors. Also, right? The more you're consistent with training, that's more to fulfilling your dog, bonding time with your dog. Your dog is enjoying, doing things for you. At the same time, they're obligated to do it. And then when I said opening doors, you train your dog enough to the point where you can give them off-leash freedom. You can take them anywhere, whether there's people are there, dogs are there, whatever, but they're able to enjoy the real world with you. And especially, and what's very important is the right training approach,
100%.
right? What do you enjoy most about helping dogs and owners?
What I enjoy most is when an owner comes to me and wants to improve the relationship with their dog, and I see that how much is improved and how happy the owner is, right? Not just happy that we dealt with the behavioral issue, not just happy that we dealt with the problem, but actually looks at me like me and my dog are so tight. That's literally my best buddy now.
What I truly enjoy, seeing, is those owners who come to me to simply build a better relationship with their dog. Like, they're just like, oh, I just want to understand my dog better. And when I take him through the training process and towards the end, how happy they genuinely are. Obviously the dog is happy, but how happy the owner is and how they express that to me, that's what makes me the happiest about dog training. Because somebody who comes to me with just solving a problem, when the problem is solved, they're like, I got what I paid for. Cool,
Yeah.
the dog is solved. They're not that they're happy, sure, but they're not that satisfied, because it's just okay, problem solved, cool, move on with life.
Yeah.
But the person who comes to me and they're like, I want to understand my best friend better. I want my best friend who's my dog to understand me better. And when they finally get that, where they can give the dog freedom, and they can, they can just do everything with the dog. Those guys are so happy, and they're so appreciative of our training style, our technique, and they can just see how much their dog enjoys them now because they know how to communicate. That one is honestly nothing tops that for me.